But it was really quick because I looked over and at the top of my screen where his character's thing was showing that he was dying. And then all of a sudden I looked at his screen and he died. And I'm like, oh, I guess that happened. So, yeah, I don't know what hit him. I don't know what afflicted him. But yeah, over here is our horde base. I've been taking care of this place mostly because the guys have been kind of offline lately. I know Grim has missed 2 streams because the heat has been too much. And Nick often has to work early in the morning. So unless it's early in stream, like he won't be able to participate much. I don't know if like he shouldn't have been afflicted by the elements or anything. It's not particularly cold and he didn't have fire down there. Also, we are missing one of the barrels, although that could have been me. No, it was on here. Nick's put the barrels around the place, by the way. I just put the spikes everywhere. The spikes are my jam. The game have disease like tinnitus and stuff. It doesn't. So you can get infected if a zombie hits you or a zombie animal hits you. You can get infected. But there's like nothing much else. If you get infected, you have to have antibiotics or honey to reverse that, or otherwise you will get to a point where I hold this for a sec. You see this little blue stamina thing down here? So what happens is you'll have an infected symbol, like a toxic symbol, right? And it will get higher and higher until the point where you can no longer regain stamina, which means you cannot move. So the worst thing that you can have happen is that you get so infected that you're literally stuck wherever the fuck you are because you can't walk. Because every time I walk, like it doesn't use much because I've got good stamina, but you see it go down slightly, right? If this is me running, it takes it for me running, but it affects it when you've infected. You can't even walk. So it's shit. Also, I've upgraded this whole place to cement now. I'm starting to paint it so it looks like innocuous. And I'm trying to make it look like a house. Also, Nick did the design in here. Some of those turrets are mine. Some of them are his. Grim's little area is over there. I can only get to that from outside. We just recently cleared all the spikes in here too. So if I jump down, let me down. We've got dart traps. We got my spikes through the place. Got Nick's spinny blades. I had to clear out all my spikes because the guys want to do some more stuff with this place. And I just had spikes everywhere like this. Inside and outside and everywhere. I should be able to... Oh, I can't climb up to Grim's area. What is this? What died here? Some sort of metal died over here. Interesting. Yeah, Grim jumps down from up here. His is up in there. So the only way I can get up into his space would be going around the front. But yeah, the whole place is basically more or less upgraded to cement. And I painted it. If I can get over here. I painted it to look like a more or less normal house. I have to fucking avoid Nick's landmines that he's got throughout this place too. I'm in the process of painting the roof, but I ran out of paint. So I went off and made that. I was going to paint it during Blood Moon, but I ended up deciding to get, some kills and some XP because I probably should during Blood Moon. And I was the only one on. Also, I know that this is where Grim logged out because he always leaves his drone. But yeah, so up in here, we've got all of our benches and stuff and Nick's bowling alley. And how are we going? Let's see. I've made a shit ton of extra spikes, and this is why I need the forged iron. I have metal spikes, right? And I was making metal spikes, but I already have these, so I just want to upgrade them. What the? Oh, yeah. So I was trying to let Mirthless know. A lot of people, even if they've played 7 days for a long time, don't actually realize that if you've finished building the thing and it's overstacked it, as long as you have room in your inventory, it'll automatically autofill into your inventory. You pick up everything in here, it will just autofill into that. So I'm making blocks. Because Nick needs blocks. This place kind of also needs some blocks, but we don't. I'm also making cement. We've only recently got all the workbenches up here, like really, really recently. Let's see. Cement's done. Can you keep making more cement? Just keep making cement fucking for decades to come. I might as well, fucking leave that there. I'll get plenty of stone from the, place. From, mining out in the desert will get me plenty. All right, that plus that can get me more cement. So I've been kind of just going around and just taking care of everything while the guys are offline as well. Kind of like stocking stuff, getting stuff out of places, whatever I can kind of do. Now, I don't think I need that, so I'm going to put the extra there. That's fine. We'll have that here. I took some earlier and I just wanted to put it back. I'm also using AP ammo at this point. I also have all these stocks. The only thing was this one goes into gumbo stew. What does this one do? Yeah, I didn't think so. This one I can eat. I didn't think that one did. I didn't think miso soup did. But these will come with me. I also don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it because inventories. All right. So all these are good. I can fuck off out of here. I will paint this place at some point. I'll show you into the little Grimm's little area. It's up and over here. If I can get in. There we go. So yeah, this is actually where he leaves his like bedroll. Like his base isn't here. I showed you his base earlier, but this is where he leaves his bedroll. So every time he dies, he ends up back up here. And it pisses him off. So last time he died right before he was going to log off. And he arrived back here and literally just fell off the roof, like here, and just, oh shit, there's a mine there. Fucking hell, that didn't blow me up. I'm not going to try that again. That was lucky the first time. I'm not going to try it twice. But yeah, he jumped down there and like saw the mine and like logged off on the way, kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know how that's going to go when he logs back in. I also don't think he remembers that either. So that'll be interesting. All right, I'm going to head down to the Shall Not Pass area. The only problem I find with this map is a lot of the towns are very small. Like one of the maps that we had, it was like one of those 10,000 fucking 10,000 by 10,000 or whatever it was fucking maps. You know, one of the huge places. And it was just like, oh, okay, we have so much fucking stuff to loot and explore and everything. It is getting late, so I don't know if I'll have time to go to traders. If I don't go up to Trader Hugh's, I might have just enough time to hit Jen and Bob before doing some night mining. Night mining's not smart, but it's fine. I'll go this way. I should be able to just go around the corner. I think with the supercharger will surely get me there, hopefully before fucking nighttime. It's like 1900 at the moment, so they close at 2200. The traders close during day and night. So there's a few different versions of 7 days. There's like modded games, there's Darkness Falls, and there's like a legacy something version of it. I don't play either. A couple of the server members do. Grim does. So every so often they get really bored of this. Also, this is where we've had one of our bases several times over. Community town hall type places. Usually we have a lot of members playing, and so we need like a town center where everybody can kind of like store all their stuff and rest and all that kind of stuff. But this time around when we made Alpha 21, we knew that most of the people weren't going to be able to play because it wasn't going to be running off my 24-hour rat server this time. It was going to be running off my Steam because I can't have the server running while I'm streaming other games. And I wasn't going to be streaming this every day of the week. So, plus the other thing too was it was going to roll forwards to time while I was offline. So I'd never know if I was about to log into Blood Moon or something, you know. So, that kind of stopped a lot of people from coming back to play this time round. But we normally had about 7 people on average playing. This time around, I think we had 4 of us. Normally, the problem is a couple of people, they work really early, so they can't like play at the time that I'm streaming, because at the moment it's like 12 a.m. So it's a bit fucking late for people that have got early jobs. Now I don't want to talk to a vendor. I just want this stuff. So I want more of that. I'll take your peas. I'll take more stock for some stuff. You don't have what I want, so that's fine. My drone is having an absolute fucking shit fit out here because it's stuck outside. I could just go out that door, but I'll go out this one. Also, you know what I haven't seen tonight at all is I haven't seen any like zombie dogs or anything like that. I hate zombie dogs. Some of my regulars know that, and they want me to get their Twitch integration so that they can spawn in pack of dogs and scare the ever-loving shit out of me. It's one of those things, because I've actually been mauled by dogs before, so it scares the ever-loving shit out of me when the dogs like start snarling and attacking and stuff. And my regulars know that. they know of this, and yet they want to spawn packs of fucking zombie dogs to attack me. Can you please just drive straight? Thank you. We got enough time to get down here. I probably would have had enough time to get maybe up to Hugh, but not back down to these two. About hurting a doggy. Look, it only counts when you got like the fucking, what are they? The coyotes out here. That's also one of my mines over there. So coyotes out here look like dogs, right? The zombie dogs, yeah, I guess they do look like dogs, but they look pretty fucked up. They look pretty fucking epically fucked up. Here's a coyote, right? You're probably not going to like this, but I'm going to have to attack it anyway. But this is a coyote. Right? I sometimes refer to them as dingoes or whatever. But yeah, this looks like a dog, right? Boop. I don't necessarily like that. But when I find a zombie dog, I'll fucking show you. Because it doesn't look like that thing, right? It doesn't look like a dog. Well, it does, but it just looks like fucking Satan spawn type of shit. Fuck off, love. Alright, let me in here. Before he closes. I actually don't know where his vending machines are in here. I can't remember. Like one with the manga. What manga? I'm a little bit lost on that. Where? There it is. I'll take your chili stuff, not the soup. Actually, that might go into recipe. No, it doesn't. That's right. Chicken ration doesn't go into it. Stock does. Rockbusters. There we go. We got 2 Rockbusters. Celebrations right there. You mate. What have you got? What do you got for sale? Might as well see. You got iron. You got Broncobuster. That manga is like a disease that eats away at the flesh. Oh, mange. Sorry. My brain automatically just assumed that was manga. I fucking read manga, so my brain just like auto-corrected.
There's always Shamway up there.
Not so much mange, but I guess they're not far off. They're kind of like, I would say they're kind of like a Doberman type thing, or like, are they the pincer ones or something like that? They're a different kind of thing. You get them in the green area. That's why I won't build in the green area. I'm not really sure. Like, I'll get them eventually. You get dog days eventually. I should go harvest a dog, but we don't need more meat. Where's my shale things back here? I went past it. Alright. Last time I came over here, I almost fell into the fucking thing. Also, these little huts here. Whenever you see one of these are Grimm's, like, nighttime boxes. So when it hits nighttime and the trader closes, but you're waiting to trade with the trader, Grimm has a few of those around the place so that he can just AFK and go outside and make a drink, go to the toilet or something like that, and doesn't have to worry about his person getting killed. It at least gives him a bit of time to get back to his computer if he hears him getting killed. Right here, right here. Oh, shit. I almost did it again. I need to put some boxes around this place. Alright, so this is my shale mine. I've been in here for a while. That's very convenient to have those little huts around. Grimm finds it, so I generally don't try to head out to zombies at night. So before all the streaming stuff started, before I started doing streaming, what would happen is when we were doing any kind of... Actually, let me get my turret set up first. I'll come over here. I would say maybe about here. Let me just get my turret set up first and I'll explain. Let's be about here. Should be... Yep. Alright. It'd be a little bit deep in at first, but it'll be fine. Let's get you loaded up. Come on. No, not jump there. There we go. Alright, so once I mine down to that level, it should be fine. You benefits so you don't fall in holes. Yeah. No, I normally put boxes. I normally make these building blocks. I normally put those around. So there's a little spot just over here. I went past and I said that there was a mine over there that is mine. So I normally have, you see this tiny little grey ring around it? That is a ring of boxes. So when I drive by, I can tell where it is. I had a mine here and it collapsed itself. I need to put boxes around here, but I purposely didn't bring much wood for the purpose of being here. So that could be a bad thing. I could get stuck in here, but I'm going to mine from this side out and drink me some of that. I'll drink this twice over so it stacks for a bit. and I'll eat both of these so they stack for a bit, and I'll just keep going and hope that I can get a continuous run at mining for a bit. Let's open up one of these too. So I'm endless. There we go. All right. What was I going to say before? Oh, that's right. Okay, so before I started streaming, what we would normally do is when it turned to nighttime, we would normally say, okay, it's time to take a break. We'd all like shack up at houses and buildings. It just went to nighttime now, so zombies can run. So if a zombie is nearby, it can fall down into this hole and it can run and attack me really quickly. That's kind of different. There's also more of them that spawn, so it's a problem. They are attracted to sound and stuff like that. Sound and light, heat. But yeah, normally what would happen is we would take a break at night, but because I'm streaming, it's not really kind of useful to just stop for like 10-15 minutes and not be here. So I tend to just like build stuff or continue through the night or find something to do kind of thing. But the guys don't have the same kind of situation. So when they need to take a break or want to grab a drink or something like that and it's nighttime, they can just get up and go. Or like with Grim's boxes and stuff, he can just sit in a box and AFK and he's fine. He can go, get some fresh air, make a coffee, all that sort of stuff, have a yarn with his housemates, stuff like that. And then when he gets back, I've like mined myself a fucking bedrock base and fought off like several zombies. I also need this to come down a little bit deeper so that can actually be useful. I put it down deeper because what will happen is I will mine out this area super fast, and before I know it, it will be way ahead, like way above me, and it won't be useful because it can only... There's one. So if I come over here, it should automatically shoot her. You gonna do it? There we go. So yeah, I should be able to just mine things without getting attacked, so long as it's got line of sight with this red line, as you can see. So the best thing is when you get, which reminds me, no, I won't do it now. I've got fucking busters and stuff on. I need to skill into the turrets so that I can have 2 at one time. So what I do with that is I put one at one end and one at the other end. So then I can have one all the way over there. And that way, when I get out of range of this one, I'm in range of the other one. And that way I'm protected at all times while mining. Plus it gives it a different angle to shoot from as well. And then, more will get attacked. I'll get extra XP for everything that it kills. Also, the higher my skills, the longer the distance I can be away from it. At some point, I will get far enough away from this one turret that I've got down. And what will happen is it will just kind of like deactivate and face downwards. And then if things jump down, they won't attack it. It's really frustrating. But there's not much I can do about it. The only problem I've got to do is I've got to leave myself enough fuel. In the worst case scenario, I can dig myself out of here. But the rock busters, once they wear off, they're the little shovel, by the way, the shovel with the 8 minutes. So I've queued them up to be the same amount of time. And I'm hoping that I'll have my whole inventory full of stuff. And then I can ask it to stack it. You used to get XP for turning stuff into stacks. So every time I pick up a stone or some fuel, oil shale, I should say, or whatever, and I want to convert that into a stack, so take 6,000 and put it into a stack of 1, something like that. What happens is you used to get XP for that. So it was kind of like a little bit of a cheat that you could do. It took a while to convert it into it, but you'd take some like the learning elixirs, you drink those down real quick, and then immediately just start making stacks and then mine stuff on top of it, like I'm doing at the moment. Just keep mining while it's making it passively in your inventory, and you'd get so much fucking XP, so fucking much. It was just really OP way of doing it. Also, the shiny rock beside me, this white stuff, that's nitrate. I don't super need it. I can mine it. I don't mind taking some of it, but I don't really need it. I've got heaps of it. You need it for mixing with coal to make gunpowder. You also need it to make farm plots, but I've got plenty enough. I've got a few hundred farm plots, which is plenty enough to feed everybody. You guys put in requests for foods as soon as I was able to make sufficient meals for everyone, which also helps take up some of my inventory and puts it in their inventory, because I only made a really tiny storage space this time. My last space, I had like probably 7 spare boxes that were being unused, even though I had like excess of everything. So yeah, it does look really, really pretty. This is oil shale, and it's very colorful. When you're in a tunnel trying to dig this, it's kind of psychedelic. It's very hard to like tell where the fuck you are. Coal is like this as well. Coal is like very, very like dead black and shiny, and it makes it very hard to see. Nitrate is, I think, one of the prettiest things to mine. It also just sounds like stone. So, like, look, it's just sparkles and stuff. It's very, very pretty. It sounds like stone, so it's also very peaceful to mine as well. What else is there? But you also get, I know you guys can't really see it behind my person, my avatar, but you get occasionally like diamonds and gold and silver when you do mining. This is like little extra payments. So this is something we all agreed upon on my server, was that if I have to go mining, I get to keep all of the gems and gold and silver and shit that I find, because I get to sell that, and that's like a little bit of additional payment to me. So if somebody tells me to go mine coal, I might find diamonds. And you can make some stuff. I don't think gold and silver, I don't know if it goes into a recipe. I've never looked. But I know that diamonds go into like a diamond tip blade, which has like a higher durability and stuff. They do have like a little bit. Like I said, I don't know about gold and silver. I'll check it out if I get any out of here, because sometimes you can get it from just mining somewhere. It's not much. It's like maybe 1 per, I would say 1 per 60,000, something like that. It's kind of the odds, maybe. It's a very low percentage. That's not accurate, but it's a very low percentage of getting a gem or gold or silver from stuff. But diamonds do make into a durable blade, which I believe you can put on any of your tools or bladed weapons. Like, I'm using a bone knife. Like, in my inventory on my toolbar, I have literally like a bone that's been sharpened. That's a bone knife. You can actually get machetes and proper hunting knives for like skinning and harvesting and stuff like that, and it's great. But like, if you have like the durable blade tip and stuff like that, it makes it a little bit better. I just don't realize I don't know if there are any currency or what the value would be. I've got Dukes on me, so I've got, these are called Duke casino tokens. So that's how the game pays you. So the Duke is kind of like the local kingpin in the area. Come on, Nate. Thank you, turret. Yeah, so it kind of explains it at the very beginning of the game how there's like everybody kind of like has payments to make to the Duke. So when you take a quest from the traders, it's the Duke needs this done, and now I can pay the Duke once you finish it, kind of thing. So you get Duke's tokens. We sometimes just call them like tokens, sometimes coins, sometimes casino tokens, whatever. We refer to them as many different things. You can also find old cash, so basically like American dollar notes around the place. You can sell that to the traders for tokens. A lot of people that don't know that you can just sell it to the trader, or they have extra benefits, different perks on that allows them to get extra tokens from quests. They will just scrap them into paper and use them for like what do you call it, shotgun bullets, which is also fine. I find I sell them because I don't tend to perk into the Daring Adventurer to get extra stuff. I also don't do enough quests by proxy to have enough tokens when I want to buy something. Like this game, I haven't really bought anything special. I'd normally buy like maybe a bike, or, you know, I'd buy like a special gun or some special mods or all the books and all the foods and stuff like that. Eventually I get to a point where I can just sell all the food that I make in excess. All the extra gun stuff I make, I can sell. it gets to the point where you start like supplying the trader with stuff to sell other people, really. You don't have to. Like you can use the vending machines. Like Nick's got a vending machine in his building, and we don't use them on our server. But you can put stuff in there and sell them to other players at your own price. And that way, when somebody buys something, you get tokens as a trade for something you've crafted that they can't make. So maybe they haven't skilled into it, or maybe that doesn't interest them. For a long time, a lot of our server members just weren't interested in doing, say, cooking and farming, building, stuff like that. So a lot of them would go off and they'd just do the quests. And I would basically do all the farming and cooking. And I'd be like, I need this resource. Can you please go scrap down some cars? And they'd be like, sure, I can do that on my way out or way back in. Then I'd come back into town and there would not be a single car for like 2 towns radius. And I'm like, could you have done that anywhere else? They're like, oh, but this was more convenient. I'm like, yeah, but now it's like they take down the whole city, basically, if I put in requests. It's frustrating because like I like keeping some aesthetics of the landscape intact. Do you like your own merchant? You can be. You can definitely be. Like, I normally skill into pack mule as the first thing I do. So that allows me, see in my inventory I don't have any icons here. If you don't spec into pack mule or you don't put mods on your clothes, I don't have any because I don't need it, but you can get pocket mods and it allows you to carry extra stuff without being over encumbered. And I don't do that. I take the time to spec into pack mule, which means that my whole inventory is basically free reign. I'll have to refill that turret at some point. Yeah, so I can get around without having to worry about being over encumbered wherever I go. Whereas other people will need to get pocket mods on their clothing and armor and waste valuable spaces that they could have for other benefits like cooling mesh or like warming insulators and stuff like that, depending on where they're choosing to live in the game. It depends. You can also get stuff that helps you with stealth. Like the other thing too is this game doesn't really have any like direct story, but like there's magazines and newspapers and stuff all around the place. If you pay close enough attention, you can kind of see there was this kind of like story of like a flu epidemic outbreak that kind of happened. And it seemed like to kind of combat what happened, they basically just nuked the whole town, which is why you've got kind of the wastelands, right? The wastelands is where they nuked, and it's all rubble, it's all desolate, it's all broken. And then this whole outer ring is where it was on fire. It usually goes around in like a circle, and then you've got like your good towns and your snow, your desert and stuff like that. And from there you get radioactive zombies, and it seemed like the flu mutated into like this zombie sort of thing. And yeah, it kind of just got out of hand from there. So it kind of looks like that's kind of the story of 7 Days. I don't know if that's what it actually is. It's just kind of like based on what you can read on the ground around the place if you're paying close enough attention. There are radiated zombies that will attack you as well. They're the ones that are green. They have a greater amount of damage that they can do. They're harder to kill. They kind of like heal themselves as you hit them. So it makes it harder. There's no like health bars to know what damage you're doing to it. You just got to kind of keep going until it's dead. What else is there? There's also individual houses kind of have like little stories too. Like there's a house called Bob's Boars and Carl's Corn. And it looked like what they were doing was they were kind of like making this super corn, this genetically modified corn, and feeding it to these pigs. But they're also feeding people to the pigs. And essentially what they ended up with was like a mutated pig called Gracie. And yeah, like there's stories in most of the buildings as well if you just pay close enough attention to them as well. I think you've seen any of the already. Yeah, I don't think so. There were a couple that spawned when I was driving off to the guys at one point, and I haven't actually had to fight them because I've been pretty good with like dealing with the zombies and stuff, which reminds me, I should put more elixir on. 2 more elixir on. How are we going for this? Let's get this. I won't get XP off these, but they can still stack up, and new recipes can stack up. These used to give me XP, but they don't now. But I'm okay with that. I can deal with it. All right. So see, I've got some diamonds and some silver nuggets. They don't have a recipe that I can make, but this one does. So I can make a diamond tip blade mod, and that one doesn't. Welcome in, Trill. Ran into a pig a couple of days ago, and it was not a welcome surprise. Yeah. So I was watching a fellow streamer who I talk to pretty frequently, Shally, and he was basically kind of exploring the game kind of like for the first time himself, and he was doing it solo. Like, he's done it with groups, but he hasn't really done like a lot with the game. So yeah, he ended up going into Bob's Wars, went through the whole place. Fuck off, love. I've got turrets, but I may need to... Give me a sec. I might need to reload this. Let's get you. I'll put it down a little bit too. I could probably put it where I've already done it, like here. About here will do it. Here? There we go. That'll do it. I've got a turret protecting me while I mine. That way I don't have to pay attention to the zombies unless they like fall down directly on where I am, but I should be fine. Welcome back, Mirthless. Yeah, so Shelley ended up going through this building. There were so many boars like everywhere. He kept getting snuck up on. There were zombies everywhere, and then he'd seen the cage out the front that said Gracie, and he was like, "Who's Gracie?" And I'm like, "It's a surprise for later." And he's like, "Oh, okay." Like, I think he was expecting maybe a female zombie, and it wasn't a female zombie. I said Gracie is, yeah, she's big. She's basically the size of a bear. So yeah, he ended up getting near there, and instead of waiting, he just jumped straight down into her pen. Just went straight down, and I was typing so fast trying to warn him not to, and I'm like, because I know he didn't want any spoilers, but I said to him, I'm like, do you want a tip? Like, would you like advice? And in this moment kind of thing, it's like, can I offer you an egg in these trying times, basically? And he just went gung-ho into the hole before I could finish typing it, and he's like, oh fuck. And I love how he took it on, though. He really did think about a creative way to do it. He built a fucking ladder back up to the thing, and I was expecting him to climb back up and maybe stand with the ladder attached at the top of the hole and just stand on that and shoot it. I thought that was going to be really, really smart. But then he ended up building a couple of blocks and then got stuck, and then it attacked, and then he couldn't get out of there. And because it can hit about 2 or 3 tall, it just fucked him straight over. And then because he was new to the game, he didn't know that his quests had been defeated, so he went straight back in. And I'm like, you don't have to be there. You don't have to fight it again. So he got the fuck out of there. Yeah, it was unfortunate he failed his quest, but I think almost everybody dies the first time they meet Gracie, unfortunately. But there's a few places, like Mirthless, I think you mentioned there was one building where there's like a downstairs like camera and a female zombie locked in a room. Like, there's a story in most of the buildings. Actually, Gracie did not aggro me, so I was able to get a sneak shot. Oh wow, fucking sniper. Hold up. With a sniper, then dump my whole pipe rifle mag into it. Finish the quest. Very nice. Fucking good job on you. I did notice a lot of the animals are now like sleeping or a bit more passive. And so many times I've just accidentally walked up to a wolf. There was one fucking forest we had on the experimental Alpha 21 server we had. And I kept walking up to the same fucking wolf every goddamn week when it respawned. Because it was laying down in a forest. It was like Blood Forest or some shit. Because they have names now. And it literally just scared the ever-loving shit out of me every time and killed me. You gonna head to bed? Hope you have a lovely stream. Yeah. No, thanks for hanging out, Krem. It was good getting to chat for so long. I hope you get a good night's sleep, though. It'll be pretty late. Is that right? Cannot tell how many times I've walked up on a sleeping dog Yeah, so I was talking about this earlier. The dogs scare the ever-loving shit out of me. I've actually been mauled by dogs in real life. So when the dogs in this game attack me, I experience like some form of like PTSD. It scares the shit out of me. Just hilarious because a few of my regulars want me to get the Twitch integration so they can spawn packs of dogs on me. This is a friendly, supportive, welcoming, uplifting place. And that's what they want to support me with.